Tick. Ndumeliso katina patuchedzo kavataleli vothe va Longa Khwanḓa NPC. And of course that translates to greetings and a blessing to all audience watching this podcast, Longa Khwanḓa podcast. The name of this podcast came about from the Khwanḓa proverb that says that ya longa khwanḓa yo nwa, which translates to say that if a cow can dip its foot on a stream of water, it will definitely drink from that stream. And it came about because as the founder of the NPC, Longa Khwanḓa NPC, I am touched by a story where someone is given an opportunity to achieve whatever they have in their heart. And in this case in particular, it is higher education, where an opportunity is given to someone just to put one foot into varsity, and we say go on and explore, experience and study at varsity and just complete that journey of your first degree or whatever academic journey that one wants to embark on. And it is the reason why this podcast has been established, to give that story from beginning to end. Reminded about the story of David. I think everybody knows the story of David, where he was faced with Goliath. And as he starts to face the enemy, he gives a story of where he has been. And he just alludes to having had to fight all the creatures that were attempting to devour the sheep that he was tending at the time. So one has to have a story to tell so that they can give a CV, they can give a profile while they are embarking on a project. And in this case, the project is Longa Khwanḓa NPC, non-profit company, which was started to assist students that are upcoming to the universities for the first time. The whole story behind this Longa Khwanḓa NPC, Longa Khwanḓa podcast will be told through this podcast. And as this podcast is being started, there is no subscriber of the YouTube channel. We will definitely just start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and up we go as we count the number of subscribers. And at this point, I'd like to invite everybody watching at this point to start spreading the fire. Let's subscribe. Longa Khwanḓa podcast, Longa Khwanḓa podcast, Longa Khwanḓa podcast, with the intention to assist upcoming new university students with registration fees, ideas on how to acclimatize from experience of the founder of Longa Khwanḓa NPC. The idea is to eradicate poverty through education according to the United Nations SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. In this case is SDG number 1 and number 4, eradicating poverty through education. And that's about it. The first podcast, the first recording. A lot of lessons to take, a lot of experience to come through the podcast, but the story remains one of the best stories to be told about a poor kid who received 15,000 rand from an entity. They said, here's the money, go and study. And if it wasn't for that, I am sure that the particular student would have not had money to go to the university. But that seed that was just planted became a seed of a lifetime. And we want to replicate that, give kids, young people from poor backgrounds, registration fees. There are government entities like the NSFAS, bursaries. We are not going to replace those. We are just going to add on to bring in the private sectors, to bring in advertisers, investors, and sponsors in this podcast to help to replicate the story that the founder of this NPC, of this podcast, has. Let's subscribe, let's support. The numbers will attract the funds, the numbers will attract the sponsorship. I will attempt to record and post every Sunday throughout 2025. Just bring about the story, just lay the foundation, say everything that has been seen by the founder of this podcast. And that's where I will leave it. My name is Phumudzo Mopatuchezwa, the Blessed One, Rachitanga Bebwele, Mr. BBL, to you.